What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Beat Making 101 with Mr. Camp, aka Professor Tone. And today we're going to learn how to program drums. Let's go. So, again, we're working with the Native Instruments machine. And what I'm going to do is keep my groups organized, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a group of drums. I'm going to choose a couple sounds, and I'm going to basically go through my folder of drum noises and pick the ones I want and add them to each pad, and then I'm going to tune them up to get the sounds nice, how I want them, nice and sharp and full. And then I'm going to show you how to program a MIDI pattern by playing it and by drawing it in. So first, I always like to put my drums on group D. And I have a folder of drums here. I can find. So I'll just go through some of these, see what I like. That's a cool hi-hat. So I'm going to place these strategically on my pads. I'm going to do all the small hi-hat noises in the middle here. And then I'm going to do kicks and snares over here, because I like to play it. Another kick. Try to get as many different. I don't want to have two noises that sound too similar. Kicks. Okay, let's go down. Find the snare. So then we have a couple more spots to fill here, 3 more. So I want to get some different percussion sounds in there. Let's see what we can get. That's a good one. Let's get something else in there too. Let's see. Move these around a little bit. Okay, so this is good. So now I have the kit all set. I'm going to save. So now I'm going to tune these up a little bit so they sound a little bit more full. Bring the volume up. Volume down a little bit. Up a little bit. So I'm going to replace this kick, and instead of having that, I'm going to have a bigger 808 kick on that pad. So I'm going to go to a group where I know I have already made. I'm going to upload a pre-made drum kit where I can take a big 808 drum that I already made and put it into this kit. So I'll go to my pre-made kits, and pretty sure it's in here. So that's a good one. Duplicate that to here. It's really low. Really deep frequency, so I don't know if it can be fully heard on the camera, but it's very deep. When you go up higher, it's louder because the speakers can handle it better. I'm going to turn on my subwoofer so we can hear it better. Okay. So now these can be played together, the deep part of the kick and the punch. So this is called the sub, and this is the punch, but they can be played together. So what I can do is I can connect these two kicks so they play at the same time. So what I do is I go to pad mode and link the group so this one connects to this one. So now they're playing at the same time, they're locked in, they're both flashed. Whichever one I press, they both play. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set the tempo. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw in this snare right here on the 2 and on the 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The snare always goes on the 2 and the 4. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll be able to count by that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's at 120 where it sets it to automatically. So I'm going to turn it, slow it down. Turn these up. So I clicked in the snare and I played the kick with my hands, so it has more of an open feeling. So the snare is quantized, which means that it's snapped right exactly to the line of the second beat and the fourth beat. But the kicks that I have synced up are not exactly on the line. They're a little bit more free and have more swing, which is the term. So now I have my kick and my snare. What I'm gonna do is you can put any drum on full level pad mode. So even if you hit it soft, it plays 100% volume. Or you can take it and leave it on non-fixed level. So if you hit it soft, so it's pressure velocity sensitive. What velocity means is how hard the note was struck. Like if you play a piano note and you hit the key gently, it'll ding. And you could still, if you recorded that note, turn the volume of that note up later, but the note has a certain sound when it's struck at a certain velocity. Same with drums. If you hit a drum really hard, it's going to be more of a vibration versus if you tap it really lightly. Either one, you can still turn the volume up or down. So I'm going to put this on open velocity so I can have different I want the volumes to go up and down with this hi-hat. Recorded that in, and I'm going to double it and add a little variation. If I don't like it, undo. So a little variation. So this is unquantized. This is your basic drum pattern, which you can add different parts to. You can add different variations into it, but this is your basic, just a 2-bar loop that you can then put a melody on top of. A different way, this is the way that I do it personally. I like to draw in my snare to have it on time with my BPMs and my metronome, and then I like to draw everything else around it more open and free. The other way you can do it, if you're not as good as playing the pads, is you can click in the notes. So the snare on the 2 and the 4, and then you can click in the kick too. That's this one. So now everything is quantized because I have my scale. My steps set to 16th notes. So every time I click it in, it's gonna snap exactly to 1/16. So then my hi-hat. So you can click them in like this, but you see how it feels. It feels really robotic because everything is very square and perfectly timed. So it doesn't have any real movement to it. So you can click them in like that, or you could utilize the note repeat feature on this. I like that. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit now. And then if I want to put those big 808s underneath, I'm going to have to copy these down here. So that's how you click in the notes. That's how you draw in notes rather than playing them. So it has a little bit of a more computerized feel because everything is quantized and corrected by the computer versus this. Has more swing to it because I played the notes, except the snare. So then you would go and draw your play your instruments on top of that. But that is how you make a basic drum pattern on machine. Quantized and unquantized. Quantized is the corrected one. This is quantized. And this is unquantized. Another cool thing you can do with machine too after that is you can change the pitch of the entire group. You can also mess with the tempo of the song too. So right now it's at 83, I can make it faster. It keeps everything in relative position or slower. And then just for fun, let's open up an instrument and see. Just play with it on top of this for a second. planning on that, but I just found it sounds good, so there it is. Okay, so now let's see if we can find an instrument to play on top of this. So then you go from there and you have a basic drum pattern to experiment with that'll keep the groove of your song, and then you can experiment with different melodies. You can also do it the other way around. Start with the melody first and build your drums around your melody. But this is the way you can do it, so you have a pulse and sort of a wave to ride on and come up with your melody. So that's it for how we make a drum pattern using the controller and drawing in the MIDI notes, either unquantized or quantized and time corrected. And we will catch you in the next episode. Peace.